So, what technology company could make you thousands of dollars? Comment down below if you can guess the stock by the thumbnail. So, the company that can make you thousands of dollars is AMD. So, if you guessed AMD, good job, you were right. Do you guys use AMD or do you own AMD stock? If so, comment down below. Make sure to sign up with my Webull link in the description below and get yourself some free stock. Anyways, so AMD's current market cap is $285.40 billion. Their 52-week high is $184 with 92 cents. Their 52-week low is $75 with 92 cents. Their earnings per share is 0.52 cents. A way you can tell if a company is profitable is by looking at their earnings per share. If a company has a negative earnings per share, then you might want to reconsider before investing into that company. They do not pay a dividend at the current moment. Now, looking at their annual revenue, in 2019 they made $6.73 billion. In 2020 they made $9.76 billion. In 2021 they made $16.43 billion. In 2022 they made $23.6 billion. In 2023 they made $22.68 billion. So what is annual revenue? Annual revenue is the total amount of money a company earns from goods and services. Now, looking at their annual net income, in 2019 they made $328 million. In 2020 they made $2.48 billion. In 2021 they made $3.16 billion. In 2022 they made $1.31 billion. In 2023 they made $838 million. Just in case you don't know what net income is, it's what a business or individual makes after taxes, deductions, and other expenses are taken out. Looking at their annual operating income, in 2019 they made $455 million. In 2020 they made $1.32 billion. In 2021 they made $3.64 billion. In 2022 they made $1.26 billion. In 2023 they made $401 million. So what is operating income? An accounting figure that measures the amount of profit realized from a business's operations after deducting the operating expenses such as wages, depreciation, and the cost of goods sold. From 2021 to 2023, their operating income has declined due to, I believe, a chip shortage they had going on. Thank you, Hello Kitty. Yep, I'm delusional. According to 49 analysts, 47% of them are saying to buy AMD. Now, what price target do analysts see AMD at? For the 1 year price forecast, the average price target is $188.65, with a high estimate of $270 and a low estimate of $60. Now, looking at AMD on the technical analysis perspective, the current support level on the daily chart is 173 through 174. The current resistance level on the daily chart is 180. Support and resistance levels are important because they help when to enter in a trade and when to exit out of a trade. That's why it's important to have a game plan using support and resistance. Try to be realistic where your support and resistance levels are at, so try not to overextend your support and resistance levels. What makes this a convincing buy is that there's a triple top pattern forming on the daily chart. You can see that AMD these last couple of days tried going past the resistance level of 180, but ultimately got rejected, which could mean a signal to the downside possibly in these upcoming days. So what is a triple top pattern? The triple top is a type of chart pattern used in technical analysis to predict the reversal in the movement of an asset's price. Consisting of three peaks, a triple top signals that the asset may no longer be rallying, and the lower prices may be on the way. Basically, the formation of the triple top pattern is seen as an opportunity to enter a bearish position. Sometimes it's best to look over a stock and see how it's done in the past, because sometimes history can repeat itself. Now, what could happen tomorrow or in the upcoming days is that AMD could start a reversal to the downtrend, and just maybe it could touch that support level of 173 through 174 again, maybe the next month. Now, looking at this with the moving average indicators, on the daily chart, you can see that AMD is above all the moving averages. More specifically, it's above the 200-day moving average, which is a good sign for the stock over the long term. So what is a 200-day moving average? A buy signal is generated when the price moves above the 200-day moving average. A sell signal is triggered when the price moves below the 200-day moving average. Basically, if a stock is over the 200-day moving average, investors have confidence in buying the stock. If it's below the 200-day moving average, investors may be losing confidence in the stock and may consider selling. Now, the moment everyone's been waiting for, how can AMD make me money? It's by buying options. Okay, to explain it in the most simplest way, basically, if you buy a call option, you're betting that stock is going to go up. Meanwhile, if you buy a put option, you're betting that stock will go down. So for me, when I'm buying options, I do not like buying options short term. I like buying options long term, because they're way less risky and don't risk losing that much money if I'm wrong. Meanwhile, if I play a short-term option, I'm more likely to lose money because each day that passes, that option decreases in value. Meanwhile, the long-term option decreases in value too, but at a slower pace. Just like stocks, do everything with risk management, so have a game plan planned out. Plan where you want to enter and exit out of a trade. Let me show you an example. So I'm interested in buying a call option that expires the 21st of June, only if AMD touches support level of 173 through 174, which it did today, but I missed out. But that's okay, because that's how my life is sometimes. Now, how much would I make if I buy one call option that expires June 21? So if AMD touches 180 by next month, let's say March 6, I would make a total of $95, which is insane. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, boo, that sucks. Yes, it sucks, but you can't always expect for a stock to go to insane prices in a day or week. I mean, it is possible, but at the same time, it isn't. A win is a win, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is. I want you guys to always remember this. We're not perfect. No one is perfect. But from the mistakes we make, we can learn from them. So if you ever feel like, man, the stock market is complicated, or I feel like I'm never going to make money off the stock market, don't feel that way. Practice makes perfect, so give it your all and don't give up. Also, if you want to practice your trading skills, sign up with my Webull link in the description below and get yourself some free stock and start paper trading with fake money. Now, let's say you're like, yeah, I think I'm going to stay off the options. They seem complicated. They are complicated, but don't worry. You always have the option to invest in AMD for the long term. Now, moving forward, what would happen if you had invested $1,000 into AMD for the long term? Let's take a look. Now, let's say you invested into AMD for 10 years with $1,000. Then let's say you contribute $500 into AMD monthly. By the end of the 10-year mark, your investment of $1,000 would now be worth $1,272,247. That is just insane, because all you did was hold on to AMD for 10 years and let AMD do all the hard work for you. Now, if you had invested into SPY for 10 years with a small investment of $1,000, then let's say you contribute a monthly amount of $500 and reinvest your dividends to buy more SPY shares, by the end of the 10-year mark, your investment would be worth $129,933. That is just insane, because all you did was hold on to SPY for 10 years, reinvest your dividends back into SPY, and let SPY do all the hard work for you. This is the power of long-term investing. Meanwhile, if you had invested that money in a savings account, it would be nowhere what Block or SPY could have given you over the 10-year mark. But what does everyone think about AMD? Do you see them having a good future, or do you think they will struggle? Let me know in the comments down below. This concludes the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Get yourself some free stock when you sign up with my Webull link in the description below or wherever you're seeing this. As always, take care everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Also, this is not financial advice. Alright, see you guys. Take care. Bye.